I think the biggest lessons I've learned throughout my life have come after the biggest failures I've had and the lowest lows. And, in hindsight, things kind of always have a way of working out in life. Sometimes it doesn't take a long time, and often other times it takes quite a long time to figure itself out, but in the end, things always turn out okay. And so it kind of led me to question whether these failures I've had are even failures. My first semester of university, moving out at 18, freshly 18, breaking up with my long-term girlfriend at the time, failing at school, being lonely. I remember kind of being in the moment and feeling like I was just such a failure. I just felt like, fuck, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. I don't feel good at all. And, time went by, things happened, I learned from these mistakes. And, truthfully, I am so glad that happened. Like, I'm so happy that I went through this freaking crazy low, this depressive state for so long. Because through grinding out of it, I learned so much about myself. I learned so much, and the reason why I'm able to talk to you comfortably about these topics, it's because I went through that low. I wouldn't be here talking to you with such conviction in my words if I hadn't, been struggling to get out of bed every single morning for 4 months straight, having difficulties going to bed, going to sleep because I'd have anxiety attacks. I was scared to not have stimulation because I was afraid of my own thoughts. And to be honest, I look back on these not with like a glass half empty type of mindset. I don't look back at them and be like, fuck, like, oh my goodness. I, in a way, kind of feel bad for who I was. I feel bad for the past me, but I also am happy that I went through it. I'm proud of myself for getting out of it. And so I'm here to tell you that the things that are keeping you up at night, the things that are stressing you out, these failures or these moments that you may have had, I don't want you to look at them as failures, because they really aren't, if you decide to learn from them, right? If you decide that, okay, maybe I made this mistake once, but I'm not going to do it again. Maybe I had trouble getting out of bed for a few months, no more. Let's learn from what I've been doing wrong and change, And so if you change it, those moments, those things, they aren't failures, they're lessons. They're not bad things about you. They are what builds character. Dad lore, fuck, that's dad lore for me, I guess. You might not be a dad or a future dad, but they aren't failures. And truthfully, you're gonna fail again. And I hope you fail again. I hope that you have the courage to try things and fail, fall on your face. And so that you can learn to pick yourself back up and go at it again and succeed. That's what life is. Taking that leap of faith. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you learn every single time. So, yeah. Have a good day.